Hi everyone and welcome to Unit Review. We're your hosts Jack
and Dan.
and today we're going to be looking at a bit of a small weird model, Illuminor Szeras.
Absolutely love him. He's one of my favourite. He's a great cryptech. He looms quite big in the lore. He's very scary in the lore. But the community is a bit divided on whether he's worth taking at the moment on the tabletop.
He is. He got probably a bit of a glow up because of the animation that came out like a couple of years back from I forgot what it was called before Titus.
Yes.
But yeah, good animation, good model. But let's crack straight on with the stat block, Dan.
Good. Okay. His stat block is actually pretty tasty, I think. He's got a movement of 8. He's got a toughness of 8. He's got a 2-up save and a 4-up invuln.
Yeah.
He's got 9 wounds. His leadership 6+, and he's got an OC of 3.
It's pretty good.
I really like it. Yeah.
Pretty handsome, to be fair. Solid stat block. Probably one of the best out of most of our characters we have.
Yeah. Really good.
Cool. Moving on to unit composition then. This costs 175 points. Pretty expensive. But he's also equipped with the Eldritch Lance, which is a cool name, and Impaling Legs.
Yes.
Less cool, but still funny.
Yeah, very much so.
So pretty good so far. Keywords, Dan.
He's obviously got Necrons, infantry. He's a character. He's got the Illuminor Szeras keyword. He is an epic hero, a named character, so you can't give him enhancements. And he's got the cryptech keyword as well.
I think I was thrown off by that when Epic Hero when an Epic Hero is there, you can't attach an enhancement with them.
Yes,
I always find that weird. I don't know. Like I just want to buff them more.
Yeah, I would like. It would be cool if you could. I can see kind of why they don't allow it, but yeah.
Perfect. We'll move on to the weapon side of things then. So the Eldritch Lance, his range ability is 36-inch range, so pretty decent. 3 attacks, hitting on freeze, strength 9, -3, and 3 damage. Pretty much like a Terminator killer.
Yeah,
I would
really
say
good
on that one.
Yeah.
The melee profile with the Eldritch Lance is 4 attacks, hitting on freeze, strength 9, -3, and 3 damage. So again, pretty good consistent damage.
It's really consistent across shooting and melee. It's great.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then just for those extra little chaff units, I would say the Impaling Legs. This is extra attacks, so you can use this as well. It is, again, 4 attacks, hitting on freeze, strength 6, -1, and 1 damage.
I absolutely love extra attacks. The amount of times they come in clutch for like chipping a last wound off something. It's so good.
Tyranids, like the big monsters, have the extra attacks, and it's just like the bone sword. You like slash them down, and they're like, "Whoa, is that it?" I'm like, "No, baby, extra attack, let's go." So it's always good to see. So so far, pretty solid stat block.
I really like it.
Now the abilities, Dan, just explodes, right?
Oh yeah, this is where he really shines, I think, and this is the crux of the argument we'll come on to. Is like the abilities are good if you know how to use them properly.
Yeah.
So the first one is reanimation protocols, which everybody knows about. So he gets D3 wounds back in your command phase, just like normal. He's got his core abilities. He's got a 4-up feel no pain. So remember, he's got a 2-up save, a 4-up invuln, and now a 4-up feel no pain as well. He's like a mini Catan.
The Katana's a 5-up feel no pain.
Yeah.
Now they halve income damage. He doesn't.
Yes.
But still a 4-up is 50-50.
But he's tanky.
So good. Yeah.
Then it gets even better than that.
Oh, baby.
So his Illuminor, I love this ability. Illuminor ability, while this model is within 3 inches of one or more other friendly Necron units, this model has a lone operative ability. You cannot shoot him.
It's pretty decent. Yeah. Pretty decent. I like how people combo like little scarabs with them to kind of protect them. It's really good.
And then he's also got mechanical augmentation. And this is an aura. While a friendly Necron's battle line unit is within 3 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can improve the AP characteristic by 1, but also he gives that unit armor of contempt basically for free. Each time an incoming attack targets that unit, you reduce the AP characteristic of that attack by 1. So -1 AP to all incoming attacks on that battle line unit. So it's only battle line, but that is strong.
It gets better.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's not all.
I don't want to spoil it. But
he's also got atomic energy manipulator. At the end of the fight phase, if he's destroyed one or more models this phase, until the end of the battle, you can add 3 inches to the range of his mechanical augmentation aura, up to a maximum of 12. So you do it 3 times, you can get a 12-inch aura on this bad boy.
That is so good.
It's
if you're fielding a lot of battle line, like lots of Necron warriors and your immortals, this guy is going to be absolutely immense. To buff everyone. I mean, that armor of contempt, we'll talk about it later of how to play and such, but the armor of contempt that you can give to warriors that are already being buffed by lords and HQs, They're hard to shift.
Oh, yes.
They're indestructible.
It's a lot of points to invest to save a warrior unit, but it's not just making them more tanky; it makes them more killy because of the AP gives them as well on their attacks. So yeah, he's really, really interesting character, but you have to be able to use him in the right ways. So before we get into those combos and how to play them, though, you've picked out a couple of really good stratagems you can use on this unit.
Certainly have. Again, he just gets better and better. So the what best stratagem is one of the best ones is Endless Servitude. It is in the Starshatter arsenal. It happens at the end of your fight phase. You can select this Necrons unit. Your reanimation protocols are active.
Nice.
Now, again, the reason why I like this for is that he's tanky. He's good. He's quite beefy. Bringing those wounds back just before you then get to do your extra reanimation again is just, it's so good to keep them alive because those 4-up feeling up, the 4-up feeling up pains, the 4-up invuln save, 2-up armor save. It's just a combo that is just, you want him alive and you want him to be a pain.
Yeah.
He's really handsome.
Good. And this one's also, the second one you've picked out here is also another one that's really, makes him just, makes your opponent cry.
It seems like a fan favorite. A lot of people mention this in the comments. So yeah, thanks again for the comments, but everyone was screaming about this one.
This one's Protocol of the Eternal Revenant, which is 1 CP and it's in the Awakened Dynasty. You can use this in any phase. It's 1 infantry character model from your army that was just destroyed. And at the end of the phase, set your model back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where it was destroyed and not within engagement range of enemy units, with half its starting number of wounds remaining. And you can obviously only use this once per unit per battle.
Correct, yeah.
But as we just talked about, he's so hard to kill that if you can just stand him back up again once your opponent's finally done it,
they're going to be so mad.
Yeah.
Having to get past the loan up, the invuln saves. If you're next to warriors, warriors are meaty. There's so many wounds in that blob with the res orb that the Lord's going to have and such. And obviously the Chronomancer and whatnot to the -1 to hit.
-1 to hit,
It's just... it is beautiful.
It feels like Necrons, doesn't it?
It does. Now, the only thing is, like, people might sit there and be like, well, it's almost 200 points. It's 175 points. Reading the stratagems and reading kind of like the comments and like the stat block, I'm almost convinced. I feel like he's a...
I think so. I think if you look at him kind of in isolation, you're like, well, he's a bit expensive for what he does, but you've got to think like if you can get the best out of him, he's more than worth those points. He's cheap in my opinion if you can use him correctly. And that's the trick. So we had a load of fantastic suggestions about how we can use him.
Oh, loads, absolutely, great ones as well.
Yeah. So let's start with Awakened Dynasty, which you just talked about with the strat, but that seems to be a firm favorite, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Multiple people mention this inside here. Now, he can be played outside of this detachment, but this is the one where everyone seems to be kind of shining towards. So just to go through it. So yes, in the Awakened Dynasty, he's just a massive favorite. He's super tanky, obviously with his 4-up invuln save, his 4-up feel no pain, and the strat to bring him back to do it all over again. You're just going to make the opponent go insane, basically. But now having him next to a warrior blob that we keep on mentioning, you can obviously attach like a lord or an overlord inside there that has a res orb. So you're going to be bringing back up to D6 warriors in your command phase if you pop that res orb. If you bring in the Chronomancer, they have a -1 to hit. So that's incredible. And obviously Illuminor gives a -1 AP. So I think the saves on warriors is typically freeze. So most weapons out there are like -1, -2. So your saves are going to be roughly staying around the +3, +4 mark.
Yeah, I think warriors are saving on 4s and immortals on 3s. But yes, it's just huge. -1 AP in this edition.
So good.
If you think about the change they've just made to Armor of Contempt, they decided that stratagem was too powerful to last for a whole phase. It now only lasts for when one unit's targeting you. But this is all the time. It's in melee, it's in shooting.
It's free.
Yeah, and it's free.
And it gets bigger the more units this guy kills.
Yes.
So you really make sure that you're focusing down. Like, it's one of those things where you see like a unit that's got like 1 or 2 units left, and you're like, God damn it, like, how am I going to kill that? I don't want to waste an entire warrior blob to take that out. Now Illuminor is just there, just popping them with his lance.
Yes.
Getting that aura ability and getting them bigger and bigger. It's just going to be even better.
Everybody forgets that. You need to remember that his aura grows when you kill something.
Yeah.
So use him to target with those weakened units and then grow his aura.
Put like a little dice next to it, be like 3, 6, 12, whatever, such like that. So yeah, keep it close. But that is probably one of the best combos there. I think another one that we were going to briefly mention is that you obviously... Oh no, you want to talk about the Triarch Stalker one?
Yes, Triarch Stalker is a really interesting one because the Triarch Stalker can target unit, shoot it, and then strips cover from it, so the rest of your army ignores cover. So if you've got the Illuminor there with a unit of warriors with the short range Gauss,
12-inch range.
yeah, they've already got -1 AP.
-1, yep.
He takes them to -2, but it's now -2 ignores cover.
Yeah.
That becomes very, very powerful.
That Space Marine's pretty much on like 3, 4, 5, down up to 5s.
Yeah.
Tanks going away from that as well. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, because you've got to think you're getting your lethal hits as well.
Yeah.
So if you're pairing them with a Plasmancer, then you're getting your lethals on 5s.
Yeah.
You can, and AP2 ignores cover, you can put some hurt on a lot of things.
There's a variety there. So not just the Chronomancer, but the Plasmancer and such. And again, I mean, even going over to like the Immortals, there's like Tesla that has no AP.
Yeah.
Getting AP on Tesla.
AP1 ignores cover, yeah.
That's amazing stuff. I think Tesla, you can have the assault keyword as well.
Yep.
Move around the board a bit faster. Now, Illuminor has to keep up. He does have the extra 8-inch movement, so he can typically keep up with those Immortals.
Yes.
So that is some good variation of ways you can play him, which I think is why is probably one of the fan favorites, I want to say.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can run him in a mini castle. I've seen him running Canoptic Court with those Immortals like you were talking about, rather than the Warriors. And a couple of people mentioned you can run him in Hypercrypt. That combo we're talking about with the Warriors and the Plasmancer, there is an enhancement. Tell me what it is in the comments, because I've forgotten it. Sorry, everybody, but there's an enhancement for reroll hits, isn't there, in the Hypercrypt Legion? So you whack that on the Plasmancer, you reroll and hits. And fishing for 5s for lethal hits. It's tasty.
It's just
like
it's seen it before. Like I've got him. I rarely play him, but again, now writing the script and kind of reading it and getting more and more into it, I'm like, hold on, this guy claps.
Well,
this guy's good.
If we can clinch the deal, I know you love your Scarabs, and he can make Scarabs quite workable.
Yes.
So another way you can run him is with a bunch of Scarabs, as you touched on before, but you could run him up the mid board early because either the Scarabs are giving him lone up, so he can go out and do actions or hold objectives. Or he can hide behind a building and give the Scarabs OC because he's a Cryptech, so they can go and do the actions.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so he might make Scarabs viable. I think
just a squad of 6. I'd bring 6. I know people bring squad of 3 because why not? But I want to bring back the 9. I want to bring back 6, 9,
3 lots of 3 blobs and 9. Yeah, running up the board.
It was so fun back in 9th. But I'd definitely bring 6 if I was going to bring him. Just that meat shield in it. That many moves to get through.
I think it's something different that your opponent might not be used to, because you can get up the mid board quite quickly, and then it's difficult to shift with a lone op and. As you said, that meat shield, all of a sudden they become a problem. Yeah. It is quite a lot of points, over 200 points to do that, even with 3 Scarabs. Yeah. But 6s will be like 250 points. Yeah. But it's your opponent has to invest a lot more than that to try and get rid of them. Yeah. And they have to come out to you. If you've got like counter charge units or shooter units,
so Immortals and such. Yeah.
He's great bait, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I like him. He's I can see why he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, I think honestly, he's a unit that I haven't really looked at a lot because I haven't been playing a lot of Awakened, but I'm leaning more into Awakened at the moment because I haven't been playing my Necrons as much, and Awakened's nice and easy. Yeah, but I think he's an auto take in Awakened. I don't think I'd be running Awakened without it. Just
for the sheer tankiness that he has, the ability to come back for 1 CP. It's just it's good. It is good. Very nice.
Good. What about how to destroy him? Like if the segment for our friend Mark in the Grimdark literally skips how to verse him.
Well, sorry, mate. It's quite hard. It's quite hard. He's again, we've talked about it before. He's tanky. It's hard to shift. The invuln save. You can't do anything against the invuln save unless you've got devastating or whatever. But the feel no pain.
He's got to feel no pain.
So that kicks in. That's a 50-50 chance. Which you can't do anything about. So no matter how much you buff your unit when you're versing him, he still has his invuln save and his feel no pain, which is a 50-50 chance. You can't do anything against that. So that's one big thing. I think one keynote we're going to mention as well. Obviously, he has the lone up of 3 inches.
Yes, if he's within 3 inches of another Necron unit,
So if you kill them first, if you're against Scarabs, look, Scarabs, they're annoying, but if you notice that he's only with Scarabs, if you've got something like, I don't know, some psychic abilities to dish out some devastating wounds and take out those Scarabs.
Or just, hail a bolt of fire or something. The Scarabs will go down eventually.
Will go down. Typically, if I was going to be bringing the Scarabs, I'd be still having him next to Warriors and whatnot to kind of give him that extra blanket of safety. But if I was going to be running him, then just get him out in the open.
I'm going to try that to see if you can bait my opponent out with like 6 Scarabs. It's expensive, but 6 Scarabs, run him up the board, and then force your opponent to overcommit, and then you can kill whatever they've overcommitted with. That could be interesting. But yeah, I mean, fundamentally, he's just very difficult to deal with. He's tricksy.
I don't see any other way really kind of precision weapons. Of course, we mentioned basically every episode whenever we have a character.
I mean, he's not. He can't actually lead a unit. So unless you've got ignores low up, you're stuffed.
Yeah.
And there has been a big debate in the community over a couple of weeks about whether you can attach cryptothralls to him. But the general rules as written, I would argue that he probably can't, because cryptothralls join a bodyguard unit and he can't lead a unit,
And
so he can't have a bodyguard unit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Rules as written is kind of like, if that word's not there with him, then you can't apply it.
I mean, it would be incredible if he could.
Oh, because they have a 4 in Feel No Pain as well, don't they?
Yes. They give a 4 Feel No Pain to the Cryptek, I think, don't they?
Yes, the Cryptek. Yeah.
And but they also you've got to think if you were putting them in a unit of warriors with Szeras, he's giving them -1 incoming AP. It's they will absorb quite a lot of firepower into warriors as well.
Yeah.
So he actually makes them semi-viable as well. Yeah.
So it's expensive when we start adding that all up, but is it worth it?
I mean, if you're going to invest in 20 warriors, by the time you've added your leaders in, and that is kind of a unit that you need to last at least 2 or 3 rounds. I would say 3 rounds probably for me. Yeah. You need to be getting value out of that. Mm-hmm. So, in order to do that, if you have to then spend a bit more on Illuminor, I think it's possibly worth it.
Yeah. Double down, go for 2 squads of 20 warriors.
Yeah.
Have them both absorb into the middle of
just
field.
walk up to the mid board.
Even at that point, once they're in there, it's literally just like, well, good luck taking them out. And if you don't do it within a couple of turns, well, I'm still scoring those points.
Primary,
yeah. Handsome. It's good.
Yeah, I think so. And I think he's the fact that he's got that counter punch ability in melee as well. Like if you're, because warriors are so tanky, your opponent's not going to chuck probably not going to chuck 10 assault intercessors into them or something. It's going to be something that more expensive, more choppy. So and then his value then increases because he can then take out some of those models.
Hit on freeze, strength like high. It's crazy. Easily. Very good model. I love it.
I think that's it. We're running him in every game now. We talked ourselves into it.
This one better be still here when you leave. Dan.
I know.
It's fine.
It's going in my pocket. But let us know if we've missed anything in the comments, and thank you again for the massive engagement that we've got on this one. It was brilliant. Jack will magically make your names appear now on the screen. There's a canny few of you this time, so bear with us, but we really appreciate all of you taking the time to engage with us on this. And if you've enjoyed that one, there's a massive back catalogue now. We've nearly done all of the Necron units, haven't we?
Almost done. I think we've only got 7 more to do, maybe. So we're getting close to the end.
So go and check those out if you haven't already, and otherwise, thank you, and we'll be back soon with another unit review.
Thank you.